on.
Right?
Hello, I'm just going to wait for people to turn up before I actually start this stream. So, actually, instead of having this riveting view of the YouTube live stream interface, I might as well open The Sims 4 because that is the game I am going to be playing. Also, do you like my desktop background? And I have made sure this time that my microphone is connected to OBS, because you can see here it's going up and down as I talk. Also, woo, infinity mirrors.
Correct.
Oh. For some reason, I'm not hearing any sound. Oh, it's trying to use the speakers in the microphone instead of in the... Yep. Also, that reminds me, The Sims 4 has this really weird glitch where if I unplug my headphones while I'm playing it, the sound cuts out, and then if I minimise the game, it just gets unresponsive when I open it again. It is very, very weird. And Dimitri, the writer, is supposed to be co-commentating me, and here he is. I was just about to ask, I wasn't sure if he'd turn up. I heard somebody make a noise, so...
I'm just trying to make sure you're recording your own voice.
Yeah, I am this time because I checked in OBS. And also I got toddler stuff early because I've been buying a lot of Sims 4 packs because of the winter sale. I only really buy this, usually I buy stuff for this game when it's on either on sale or as part of a bundle. The only exception is Tiny Living and Dream Home Decorator. But anyway, the challenge I'm going to be doing today is each room is 3 different packs. Now, there are a lot of people do the each room is a different pack challenge, but the problem is that sometimes just one pack won't have all the items they'd want. So instead, so I thought it'd be more interesting to do one where each room is 3 different packs instead. And I've done this before in my own time. And for the sake of this live stream, I've made a shell building ready just so I'm prepared for it. It's here. So, I've got 2 people in chat so far, but on YouTube Mobile the chat doesn't always update for some reason, so... But it's glad to see that Crafty Mint and Fabulous Fish are both watching. Because there's some people I get along with. Oh, hello, by the way.
I was saying that to them, but also to you. Hello.
Oh, yeah. So you can see it's very nice. I like using skylights in this game. And I think I should change the in-game time today just because it looks nicer. So, I have 7 game packs, so I've decided to have 7 different rooms. First there's the exterior, then there's the hallway and landing. I'm just going to use the same packs for both of them because I'm not going to put much in them anyway. Then this is the living room, and this is the kitchen/dining room. This is the master bedroom, this is the kids' bedroom, and this is the bathroom. And I will use items from base game if it's absolutely necessary, like if I get 3 packs, like if the 3 packs I get for the bathroom don't have a toilet, but I'm going to try to avoid it. Anyway, oh, yep, the chat's still updating, and anyway, hopefully I should be, and I guess I should stop dilly-dallying and actually select all these packs now. I don't have any kits, but I'm not going to make them appear anyway, so, but they're not going to be counted in this anyway, so I'm just going to deselect all the ones I don't own.
Let's roll.
I have sold my soul to EA, and now it's just time to generate the packs now. Spa day, backyard stuff, and get to work for the exterior. That's actually great, because the exterior is going to include the garden, obviously. So, I really like the furniture in Spa day. Get to work has some air furniture, but it was the first expansion pack, so it's still going to have a lot of stuff in it, so... It's still going to have a lot of stuff in it, so... And other riveting commentary from Nitro Indigo. See. It's kind of, all of these look like office doors, or they're transparent. There is no in between. Oh, I like this one. What colour should it be? See, I tend to just either have, like, use a lot of either blue or, like, beige a lot in my builds, especially because I guess I just really like neutrally coloured houses. Let's see.
Those are good colours.
Yeah, because the problem is that door looks too short for the wall height it's for. I like handsome Trasson. And keep the important things inside. I was just trying to read the description, sorry, because I get a bit sidetracked. And also there's a window. This window, and this looks a lot like a window from the base game that goes really well with Moschino stuff. And I hope I get Moschino in the generator because I actually really like that. Let's see. This looks a bit too much like a bank. Oh gosh, all of these windows are too big.
We're not making a bank.
Or I could just have the zero privacy. Is it privacy or privacy? I've always pronounced it as privacy, but you know, not everyone does.
I pronounce it privacy, but I'm American, so that might not apply to this.
Frosted windows, because actually, no, I don't think there should be that many windows on your living room. See, there's not much variety here. That's the problem. But I still have to do windows for the entire exterior as well. Let's see, how about if I... No, wait, this is the bathroom, so putting a big window there would just be weird. Putting a small window there looks nice, but then it doesn't match that, so I'll probably have to change it. Yeah, that looks... I think those go together. Also, it's apparently according to this game, window flocking was a thing in the 70s, but I've never heard of it, and I looked it up and I'm not really sure what it is either, to be honest. It's like, maybe it'd be cute.
Window flocking? What?
Flocking. Yeah, it mentions it in the description for this item. Let's see. I kind of wanted to have some bathing going on here, but if it doesn't look good... I mean, I could resize these, actually... Yeah, I can, but it doesn't change the size of the hitboxes, so it just ends up looking really weird. Maybe if I put two of these big windows at the front, it will look a bit more symmetrical, so... I like houses that are symmetrical, and even when they're asymmetrical, I still want them to look kind of stylish. Also, where I'm from, houses usually don't have windows on the side, that's mainly because they're either terraces or just really close together, so there's not really many interesting views on the side anyway. Kind of want to put a big window on the kitchen so you can get a nice view of the garden. Also, actually, no, I should probably put a door in the back of the kitchen so you can get to the garden.
Well, with this, there's barely any difference between doors and windows.
Oh yeah, because most of these are glass ones. Oh gosh, this is... I didn't realise this was translucent. I mean, it has the Spar logo on it, which looks a bit out of place, so I probably won't use it, but I could if, in theory.
Could just put a window and you just break through it every time you want to go out to the garden.
I'm not sure the landlord would be happy about that. Does that look a bit too out of place compared to these windows here, though? I don't know. Oh, actually, I mean, actually, that's giving me an idea of what I could do at the front, though. I could put this there, and then I could put these on the... Oops, I span too much. On the side. It's a shame I didn't get Eco Lifestyle, because I really like the windows in that. And just the design of it in general, because it has beige, my favourite colour for houses.
It's the best colour.
Maybe I could put this tiny slit window up for the bedroom, but then that just looks kind of miserable, so maybe not. Now this looks like a face. And I'm just remembering Little Simsy's video where she ranks Sims houses. And she says that the Judith Ward house looks like a face from Get Famous. I got Get Famous. It was the last pack I had. Gosh, I only got it partly because I was interested in the acting career in the game, but mainly because I just wanted it to have all the packs for completion's sake. Kind of like having The Sims 3. I wasn't that interested in Into the Future and saved it for last because I just wanted to have all the packs because it looked nicer when it was complete. I don't have any of the stuff packs though, and that's partly because they're more expensive. They cost the same amount as the expansion packs, and even when it goes on sale, it's actually even when The Sims 3 goes on sale, which isn't as often as The Sims 4, the stuff packs are reduced by less than the expansion packs, which is a rip-off, I tell you. Oh, and by the way, I got this game when it was on sale for like £4, and I think it is right now if the winter sale's still going on. It's amazing.
That is an amazing deal.
It's 88% off if you don't know British money.
It's about the same as American, I think.
Exchange rate's not exact. Oh, this is nice wallpaper, by the way. See, it's this kind of style I like of pale-coloured horizontal lines. I know that makes me sound a bit boring, but I don't know how I should put it. Actually, would it look better if like each half was a different colour, or if like the first floor was one colour and the second floor was another colour, or ground floor and first floor, whatever?
I honestly don't think so.
Or should I just have them all be the same colour because I'm boring? Actually, that looks kind of nice. I'm starting to turn into James Turner because yesterday I built a Sims house for fun, and it was mostly black and white as well. James Turner is a Sims YouTuber who does a lot of black and white builds, at least according to that's the stereotype, and is not to be confused with the James Turner from Game Freak, who also made Harmonite, I think. Yeah, I think he was like one of the head people on Harmonite. That game, which has Pokemon cameos in it, and I played the demo of it, but not the actual game. Is it any good? I don't know. Oh, and
I haven't even heard of like half these things.
Yeah, Harmonite is this 3DS rhythm game, and it's made by. It was the first non-Pokemon game Game Freak made since Drill Dozer or whatever it was called on Game Boy Advance a very long time ago. And by very long time ago, I mean like 2003, and they have and one of the early levels has the bicycle theme from Pokemon, so that's cool.
2003 was indeed a long time ago.
Yeah. 19 years ago now. Full Metal Alchemist 2003 is 19. That's drinking age in some Canadian provinces. And also,
not in America.
Yeah. And like, yeah, that reminds me of, said this before, but not in a YouTube video, is that I read this series of Animals fanfics called Eleutherophobia. I might have been talking about that last time I did the Sims 4 stream, but obviously I wasn't recording on a microphone. And it always throws me up when it mentions that the main character can't, it throws me off when it says the main character can't drink because he's 19. Because that's drinking age is 18 where I'm from.
Yeah, that sounds right in America.
Mm-hmm. Should I use these bushes? There's not many alternatives, and I think the maple trees look a bit out of place. And this has really weird colours, by the way. Oh, hello, depressed unicorn.
Hello.
Yep. Oh, how about if I cluster all these bushes together, but they're all different colours? Would that look cute, or would that just look a bit weird? I don't know. Because I like having my Sims builds be symmetrical. Or if not, I like to have them sectioned off into different parts, because I like symmetry. I can't really think of a better...
Symmetry is good.
Like, I'm like Jeff the Kid from Soul Eater, which I only ever watched 3 episodes of. But I had a friend at high school who liked it, but he also got me into Full Metal Alchemist, so yay. I'm not really into anime, though. Like, I wouldn't self-identify as an anime fan. I like Full Metal Alchemist and BNA to an extent, and a couple of Digimon seasons, but I don't really like them specifically because I think of them as anime. I just think of them as things that I like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like things because they're good, not because they're anime.
Mm-hmm. And hardly any expansion packs have terrain paint, so I'm not really surprised, but some of them have outdoor tiles. This is not one of them, but oh, right, you could pretend this is gravel, and then you could have it leading up to the front door. Now, it's supposed to be linoleum, but it doesn't really look like it. Actually, it does. It kind of looks like the flooring you'd see in a school hall. Or at least the kind of school hall where I'm from. Let's see. Would this look a bit garish? It probably would, but yeah, it does. Is it pronounced garish or garish? I don't know. Words are hard. Who invented English? English is hard. I hate English, etc.
We should all just speak German instead.
Yeah. Well, the German's got some inconsistencies as well, mainly with like how there's not really any consistent logic to plurals. Like I was also seeing a Tumblr post pointing out that a lot of languages have weird quirks, like how something in Arabic about how like it has its own grammatical person for a group of two people or something like that, or verb conjugations or whatever. I don't know. Tessellating Hexagons should be watching this because he's the person who knows about all the linguistic stuff, not me. And I'm going to put a bin out here because just in case I forget, because I am not Plumbella. She's another Sims YouTuber, and by another that makes it sound like I'm actually a dedicated Sims YouTuber, which I'm not. Oh, speaking of which, I want to talk about my plans for YouTube because, as I said on Discord earlier, I just kind of procrastinate a lot, and since YouTube is just a hobby for me, I don't prioritise it too much, and that's why I can go months between uploads. But this year I kind of want to find an identity for my channel. For example, for years I've wanted to make videos where I just recommend fanfics that fit a certain theme, such as like, they handle this topic particularly well, or this genre, or they're just good fanfics from insert source material here. But I just never gotten around to it because I have rotating interests and my phone just went off. And so there's like, and I don't actually read fanfics that often unless I'm really obsessed with something, which isn't all the time. But I'm going to try anyway, because I do have a lot of things to say about certain fanfics, mainly illuthrophobia, but still. I've also done extensive mental analyses of various of My Little Pony roll swap fanfics. Because, like, how, like, for example, they tend to die if you only focus on the novelty of what if a different character... Like, so I wanted to say a lot of My Little Pony roll swap fanfics die young because basically... There's a genre called the alternate main six, which is where the main ensemble cast are basically replaced with different characters who, for those of you who aren't familiar with Friendship is Magic, and usually they just die off really young because basically the authors like the novelty of the different characters, but then don't really know what else to do with the premise, so they usually just die after retelling the first episode, and that's why I banned retellings of the first opening two-parter in my roll swap contest 2 years ago. Oh my gosh, it's been 2 years. Well, more like 1.5, but you know what I mean. I can't call 2020 last year anymore. Oh gosh, this is massive. What?
Well, I think it's like symptomatic of like the general trend among fanfiction writers to be like, oh, this is a new good idea. I'm gonna write 100,000 word board now.
Yeah, and it's also like I don't really want to say horrible things about these authors because most of them are young, or at least that's the impression I get of them. But it's just like instead I want to encourage them, give them advice because I was once that young inexperienced author who didn't really know what she was doing. Go and look up Nitro Indigo on fanfiction.net if you want to cringe on my behalf, or don't. Because that was back when I was just trying to desperately craving attention, like asking people to please read my fanfics on Chicken Smoothie, the site I haven't been on in years, instead of actually realising the way to get an audience, because I didn't know how else to get an audience. So I'd say the way to get an audience is to be good, but that's not really fair, because there are a lot of good writers out there who never get popular, and that's okay, I guess. But it can still
There are a lot of bad authors who have huge fan bases.
Insert jab that whoever's trendy to hate right now here.
Yeah, I suppose.
I wonder what this swimming pool looks like at night. Ooh, pretty. And Spa Day is interesting because it got an update called Spa Day Refresh a few months ago where they added a bunch of new content. And obviously since I only got this like last week, I don't actually know off the top of my head what all those changes were. But I do know that on the pop-up that comes up when you get a new expansion pack, it had some learn more next to some of the points, which leads me to believe those things were changed. Like, I'm going to guess that in the original version, the kids couldn't do yoga, but now they can, because that was one of the highlighted features when I got this. Does that make sense? I'm a bit rambly today. Like, I had a good night's sleep for once, or a lie-in at least. But it's getting dark, and towards the night, my sentences get a bit incoherent.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, let's get a lawn slide and hope nobody gets neck injuries, because I think that's a thing people can get from those water slides, but don't quote me on this. I am not a health and safety expert.
Neither am I.
If you're getting your health and safety advice from a YouTuber who hasn't even finished college yet, you probably need to get better priorities in life.
Indeed.
Okay, there aren't actually... I'm disappointed there doesn't seem to be any outdoor activities like play sets or something. I was expecting more. There's just wind chimes and a bird feeder, so this place is kind of empty. I could probably make it a bit smaller now that I think about it.
1 second, I gotta...
Yeah, I thought I could hear some voices in the background. Oh, hello, Indigo Sir Gaming. Are you new here? Yeah.
Alright, I'm back. What did I miss?
Not a lot. I noticed there was someone also called Indigo in the chat, and I'm not good at... Yeah, that's the thing is, I kind of start doing Let's Plays because I'm not really good at commentating by myself, because I tend to get lost in thought and then just go a bit quiet for a bit. I say bit a lot as well. Like, for a while,
that's relatable.
Like, back when I was doing my Kirby's Dream Land 3 Let's Play, sometimes I'd write lists of subjects I wanted to talk about in my videos while I was bored at school, just so it wouldn't just turn into complete non-gibberish within, like, within, like, 10 minutes or so. Don't watch my Kirby's Dream Land 3 Let's Play, it's also pretty bad.
You can't tell me what to do.
I mean, you can if you want. Maybe you'll enjoy it. I don't know. Game has a good soundtrack, and now that I've finished the exterior, I'm going to generate another... Oh, I forgot to deselect those. Hopefully I won't get any repeats. I did get a repeat, and also it's including kits now, so maybe I should definitely fix that. The ones I've already used are Spa Day, Get to Work, and Backyard stuff, so now I'm going to do the hallway and landing. I guess it counts kits as a kind of stuff pack. Oh, Kids Room, City Living and Outdoor Retreat. Unfortunately, I wish I could have gone Kids Room for the Kids Room, but oh well. And also this is going to include all the doors, so City Living, Outdoor Retreat, which I only got Outdoor Retreat and what's it called again? Outdoor Retreat and Backyard stuff because they were in a bundle on Steam with Island Living, and I wanted to get Island Living because I liked Island Paradise in The Sims 3, but the world from it, Isla Paradiso, did not work properly at all. Like, I have a high-end computer, and by high-end I mean it costs several £100s because I wanted to get a computer that could, like, hopefully run all the programs I need for college properly, and it does, but it doesn't run The Sims 3 properly in certain places, especially Isla Paradiso or Isla Paradiso, however you're supposed to pronounce it, because it's like one of those is an Italian word and one of those is a Spanish word. But anyway,
They're very similar languages.
Yeah, romance languages and all that. But whatever the case, it just like
Even
freezes
for romance languages.
every few seconds, and also this is the only door. And it was just very unbearable to play. And I downloaded the MC Command Center mod that cleans up your game, and I also downloaded the mod that this altered version of Isla Paradiso. But the problem is it coexists with the original version. So, and when I start a new save file, both of those appear as options for towns to start in. So that's a bit awkward. But whatever the case, Island Paradise, there isn't... Honestly, my favourite part of island living is the odd job system. I like using it when I'm playing as Sims who are just starting out and need to make money somehow. It's good for that, and I wish they'd like updated it so like there were more jobs requiring skills that are exclusive to other packs and stuff like that. There were a lot of skills in The Sims 3 and 4, but when you look at the original games, they had like 7 and 8, I think. Sims 1 had 7, and then The Sims 2 had 8, I think, because Sims 2 added cleaning as a skill. And also, unfortunately, all these ceiling lights are rubbish. I really like the one from the base game. It's just a saucer, and it costs 50 simoleons, and it lights up basically a really big space, like even more than this one, but this is the next best thing. It's a bit dark in that corner there, but probably I'm probably not going to use it for much anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, what did I press? I pressed something and I can't remember what it... Oh gosh, I accidentally exited out. Oh good, hasn't deleted anything, good. Oh, what was your scrolling bug, Indigo? What was the scrolling bug, Indigo Third Gaming? Because I might be able to help you with that, depending on what game it is, and... Because I just have a feeling that, like, whenever I have problems with scrolling in the sim, it's usually because my mouse has run out of battery, which happens quite a lot. Let's see, what other things can I...
Mouses take batteries?
Yeah, I know they're plug-in mice, but it's a bit more convenient to use a wireless USB one. Like, there's a USB that connects into the computer and it allows you to use the mouse wirelessly. I'll look for an I'm going to put a table in here because it would look... Oh, I got rid of all my filters. What, wrong one. City living. Oh, not get. Oh gosh, I can't click today. City living, outdoor retreat, and kids room stuff. That's it. Like, I swear, yeah, I think this kids room stuff doesn't really have much stuff outside of, you know, the kids room stuff. Like, I like the void critters, but I don't think they look good in a what's it called, in like the hallway, for example, but I still like the idea of them, because, okay, basically Void Critters is like a Pokemon rip-off in universe that was introduced in kids' room stuff, and it's basically like a card game that child sims can collect, and then they can battle against each other. Like, they think about like Skylanders, but instead of action figures, they're just cards, and it's a really cool idea.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, because like they have the physical cards that they play the game with the physical cards.
Yeah.
Like, and then they connect into the computer system, so it's also a bit like Animal Crossing Amiibo cards or e-reader, whatever. But what's really cool is it's like a brand in universe, because in all sorts of expansion packs there are items with void critters on them, and in the kids room stuff pack itself it introduces a new channel called the Tween TV or something like Between TV, that's it. And there's a void critters program on there. It's just a bunch of sliding still images and My Sims models, but it's lore. Where's Plumbella when you need her? And also, EA, I don't support loot boxes, but I would pay real money for a full Void Critters game. Hire me or don't, because there are other companies I'd rather work for. Let's see, what else would you
definitely
put in a hallway? Oh, a fence, probably. So I like putting fences around these stairs on the top floor, because they create these huge holes. I swear they're not this big in The Sims 3, and unlike in The Sims 3 you can't really cover them up with floor tiles, but whatever. Anyway,
I've never heard of fences being inside a house.
it's not really, it's more like pretend that they're railings or something, or I suppose I could have used half walls, and it is kind of clipping through the railing, but oh well.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Like a banister, that's another word. I sound a bit hoarse, nay. And maybe these people like basketball. I don't know. My knowledge of basketball mainly comes from American high school sitcoms, and now I just immediately associate it with Animorphs because my Animorphs phase is kind of going out now, but I still read a lot of Animorphs fanfiction. Because in Animorphs, the one character basically in the first book is that he likes basketball, and his brother was a really good really good at it, but he quit the team mysteriously one day, and it turned out to be because of aliens. And also he is the most tragic character in Animorphs, and I will fight the entire fandom about this. But I don't want to get into spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh, is there anything that would look good on this? Letters, sure. Oh, books. Oh, look, rocks. I don't really watch classic Doctor Who. I just like the internet, like the internet's that. What else would you put in a hallway? Probably some paintings. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. Probably.
Ooh. I also only recently discovered that the alternate swatch of this is a really nice sunset-y like colour. It looks really pretty. I know the rest of the house isn't really Japanese themed, but people buy Japanese themed prints all the time even though they're not Japanese. Wording is hard. Talking is hard. Rejects language. Return to primitive Neanderthal grunts, even though Neanderthals weren't actually stupid, but technicalities.
Reject language. Language. Ascend to telepathy.
Oh, and also one of my personal rules for this is that I have to use items from every pack I get, so I can't skip out on Kids Dream stuff, so I'm going to have to fit something from there eventually. And I don't know why this is called basketball flooring, because it looks like it could just be normal house flooring, but whatever. It's shiny, but... Oh. And this honestly kind of reminds me of the whole... Oh, I turned the grid off. Or, actually, I didn't. I just went onto the wrong floor. Does this look... I don't really like this wooden tile from the Granite Falls wooden flooring, because it just looks too detailed, like, because it's just like, it looks marked, so it just stands out too much, and you don't want the floor to stand out, you just want it to be trodden on. This is getting that's a bit of a weird way to put itself, but...
Oh my.
My gosh.
Yeah, tiles would probably be better.
But there aren't really any tiles. There's linoleum, but who has linoleum in their hallway, and it's supposed to look cracked as well? Because there's a lot of cheap looking items in City Living. And interestingly, there were a lot of cheap items in The Sims 3 Late Night as well, which was the obligatory city expansion pack, which, actually the first obligatory city expansion pack, I should say. Do you want a giant what looks like a sushi restaurant sign in your house? No, then you're probably a reasonable member of society. And here's this shelving. I really like this shelving. It's kind of cute. Fortunately, I don't know how to... Actually, I think this looks centered enough.
Oh, wow, that's huge. Oh.
Oh, kind of like this as well, but it doesn't really fit in anywhere. Or just fit anywhere. And what even is it supposed to be? Actually... Oh, it's supposed to be art generated by an AI, which is funny because AI-generated art tends to look like a bunch of things that exist that have been melted together and don't quite look right. It kind of sets off my uncanny valley response, to be honest.
It'll probably be better in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then all creative types will be out of a job.
Yeah. I mean, people say... But then, if you're worried about the robot uprising, don't worry, because at the moment AIs can't even draw a pony properly. Have you ever heard of This Pony Does Not Exist?
No.
It's basically AI-generated My Little Pony fan art, and some of the things look normal, but some of them look really weird. One of them's the surprise Twilight emote in my Discord server. I haven't even been paying attention to... Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to the chat. Oh. Yeah, I am from the UK, Indigo Sir Gaming. Oh, and thanks for saying I'm good at this. I actually don't think I was that good at Sims houses until, like, a few months ago. Because, like, But then again, also building in The Sims 4 is a lot easier, because even if it's a bit annoying that you can't drag on roofs and stuff or fill, and the way the wallpaper system works is a bit awkward, I just still like it overall, because it just seems like it gets more user-friendly every game. Like, in The Sims 2, there weren't even quarter tiles by default. I know this sounds really petty, but everyone says The Sims 2 is really amazing, and I was considering playing it, but I wasn't sure if my computer would run it. And then I realised that I'd probably never get used to the fact that, like, every household is on a different save file, so they don't age at the same rate. Like, I probably wouldn't actually even have that problem with The Sims 1, because Sims don't age at all, so at least it would be consistent, if that makes any sense, which it probably does, actually, and I should stop being so hard on myself.
Oh, that does look AI generated. It's usually just so small that it looks normal.
I think the full version of it is on Derpy Boru, if you want to look that up. The artist, it turns out the tag is artist of this pony does not exist. Oh. Also, why is that called a rostrum station? A rostrum is like the kind of mouth that a butterfly and lots of insects have. I'm not really sure what that has to do with podiums. Is it because it's something to do with mouths and you use mouths to talk? I don't know. Unfortunately, I can't use a game console because it would be a bit weird to put a television in the hallway. And in fact, it would be a bit weird to put any of these things in the hallway. So I'm just going to see what else there is. No, I like this bookshelf, but I've already got a mini one that... maybe not. That reminds me that there is this bookshelf I really like in The Sims 3 City Living that's... I can't really remember what it looks like off the top of my head, actually, but it's shaped a bit like this, but it's brown by default, and it's a bit less knobbly, actually. It's just like... It's got these glass shells, and I just think it looks really pretty. What else do people normally put in their hallways? Should I put another light in there, because the light from there doesn't really reach here? I mean, normally your hallway table would be by the door, but I needed something to fill up this space, so... Oh, that's a nice candle. Which colour looks the best, though?
Right.
Well, that looks pretty. I think this is done now, so... Or maybe I could put a void critter next to the kids' room to show that it's the kids' room, because children put things on their doors, but I can't be bothered to use... Oh, or I could use this, that's cute. But whatever the case...
Like a...
Like a what?
What?
You sound like you said something and then interrupted yourself. Oh, I had no idea this existed.
Stupid.
Oh my god, I had no idea that this Bosley bot existed. I didn't know the Cool Islands had different facial expressions. Yeah. Also, does anyone else think that this is Vulpes, which seems to be, or Vulpes, or however you pronounce it, the Latin for fox, that seems to be the mascot of Void Critters? And does anyone else think this looks a bit like a superhero version of Umbreon? I mean, Eevee is one of the most popular Pokemon, so they probably knew it existed.
Probably.
Is it Umbreon or Umbreon? I always pronounce it as Umbreon in my head, so I don't know why I just pronounced it like that.
I always pronounced it Umbreon.
Okay. Oh. See, this is slightly too big, so I can just resize it. Like, I actually didn't know... I knew you could resize objects, but I didn't know how to. I assumed it was a cheat, and then I realised you just did it by... I found out by accident you could do it by pressing Control and square bracket. And by accident, I mean, they actually explicitly say it, but only in the terrain menu, which was only added relatively recently, a few months ago in Cottage Living. Let's see. Now, for the living room, deselect the packs I've already used. See, it's kind of a shame that I just got these 3 packs and I just have to use them for the most boring part of the house. But, oh well. See, Seasons, Dream Home Decorator, and Nifty Knitting. Yes, this is actually a really good combination, because like, all 3 of those packs of furniture I really like.
What happened?
Honestly, Dream Home Decorator is like, I said this in the last stream, but obviously I wasn't recording by accident, and that it's like an IKEA pack, which is funny because there was actually an IKEA pack for The Sims 2. Just that general kind of style of house, like it's really sleek furniture that kind of all fits together. Should I go for black and white for this room, or is that a bit boring? But I just really think this nifty knitting sofa or love seat, whatever, is really cute. Oh, and normally I really like to use the TV bookshelf stereo 3-in-1 set from Tiny Living, but obviously I don't have the option for this challenge. But I didn't get given that pack, so I guess I'm just going to have to use a normal television like a boring person. Oh, I forgot to deselect City Living. What was the pack I got? Expansion Seasons, that's it. Duh. Oh, took me a while to find Seasons. And I guess no television for me, but I could put... I could put music in here, though. Or not.
Use the television anyways.
Televisions are overrated.
Indeed.
Let's see, maybe these people could talk to each other. Or I could put a fireplace in here. I think there were fireplaces in Seasons, weren't there? I don't really use fireplaces all that often in this game. Yes, there is one. It's a Christmas one, but it was just Christmas, and technically the 12 days of Christmas aren't over yet, so I guess it counts.
No, they're...
Because the last day of Christmas is the 6th of January, right?
Yeah, that's the Epiphany, I think.
Yeah. Should I use this, or should I use a bigger sofa? Whatever the case, I could put a chess table or something there. Depends on what activities and skills we have. Oh, knitting, I could definitely put that in somewhere. Because this is nifty knitting, after all. Oh gosh, I'm starting to lose enthusiasm in my voice, oh my gosh. And here is the box of infinite Christmas decorations. I'm not joking, this is actually what it does. It's not just for Christmas though. Infinite every holiday decorations, including New Year's, even though I don't think anyone actually decorates the house for New Year's. Or at least not anyone I know.
That just
Maybe it's different.
I think that just gets lumped in at Christmas.
Yeah. Although I could actually put in some New Year's furniture in here, given that it's actually New Year's Day and all that. Because there's some New Year's items in Seasons, like the cards. Let me find... Actually, I think I should put a light in first. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I don't know why I suddenly remembered this song. I haven't heard in years. I think it's something I had to sing at primary school.
I don't know what that is. I was thinking it was from some My Little Pony special.
It's not. Oh, and the umbrella rack. I like the umbrella rack. I like it because you kind of need... Basically, Sims need umbrellas in Seasons, and this is the only way to give them one. But NPC Sims can have them all the time just fine. And which one's New Year's? Not... Oh, gosh. This is the New Year's one. I don't know. Apparently, people spend their New Year's Day being James Bond. And also now the clock is just making me think of Doctor Who the movie, because there's a plot point is that they go and see a clock and it's set just before the new millennium. And it's supposed to be a reference to the Millennium Bug or something. I don't know. Oh gosh, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I watched it multiple times a week at one point, back when I was doing a lot of exam stuff for school, and that was what I did for a break. And I continue to get WhatsApp notifications, so if you hear any weird sounds... Oh, bye Indigo Sir Gaming. I tend to call myself Indigo for short because I came up with the Indigo part of my username before I came up with the Nitro part. So think of Nitro as an adjective that describes the Indigo. Specifically, Nitro refers to the codename of the DS, and Indigo because purple is one of my favourite colours, and also because it has the Japanese name of a Japanese name of a character from Train Zelda who I was obsessed with when I was a teenager, but... And now you know.
One sec.
I didn't actually know how to follow up with that but, so I just... Words are hard. Talking is hard. I hate talking. Oh gosh. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on myself though. Also, there isn't really a consistent colour scheme in here. Oh, that's black. That looks nice. I like black with blue highlights for some reason. Just looks very striking. Actually, that fits a bit better. Now, what else could I put on? See, a lot of these are more outdoor things for obvious reasons, because that's what season's about. So let's see, I just kind of want to put another thing on there to make it look a bit more centered. Oh, how about... how about... which would look... oh, I can't put it on top of the fireplace. Anyway, that's the thing. There's a lot... the problem with surfaces in The Sims 4 is that there's a lot of things that look like they should fit on a surface, but they just don't. And I'm not entirely sure why. I'm not sure where Dimitri's gone. If he said, then I might have missed it. Sorry about that if I did. Oh, and there's no flooring. Yay, what is this, The Sims 3? Because one thing I didn't like about The Sims 3 was that, like, hardly any expansion packs introduced new floors. And I guess it was because of creator style, because they were thinking that, oh, there's not really much point in introducing new floor papers if you can just make new floor papers, flooring and wallpapers if you could just make your own. But it is annoying if you're trying to do each room is a different pack in The Sims 3. But the good news is that Sims don't get a negative mood lit in if you don't decorate the floor or wall in this game, so that's good. I think I just said good twice in that sentence, but you know what I mean. See, this looks pretty. Unfortunately, the hitbox is kind of getting in the knitting. The yarn box is probably in the way. Is kind of in the way, but oh, this looks nice. It fits and it looks nice. And I really like these panels of perfection as well. Put up the snowflake because it's winter. Oh, this is even prettier. In the bleak midwinter. Chat's kind of dead, and Dimitri's... oh, didn't Dimitri say that he couldn't be around the whole time? Oh. And Indigo Sir Gaming subscribed to me, and... what else? Oh, I do like to be beside the seaside, which is a bit of a random thing to suddenly come into my mind at this time of year. But whatever. Oh, and this actually kind of fits. The clipping on curtains is a bit annoying, but for some reason I got this to work. And what colour looks best? Maybe something simple like this blue one goes with the wallpaper. Oh gosh, that is a massive awning. I guess now it's time to do the kitchen and dining room. Oh, tiny living. I like tiny living. And Parenthood has counters and a fridge. And actually, both of these packs have lots of kitchen items. And then Tiny Living doesn't have kitchen items, but it does have a nice dining table that I like using. So that's cute. So now I have to use Cottage Living, Parenthood, and Tiny Living. Yeah, I'm just checking because I tend to have a bit of a bad memory with sometimes, but not all the time, just sometimes. Oh, oops. Oh, I haven't reset the... I thought I'd reset the filters for a moment, but I hadn't. That's good. Oh, and also Dimitri was right by saying there was no difference between windows and doors, because this double door is the only window in the kitchen. But oh well. It still looks fine. And also what's weird is that I don't really use cabinets, which are these, unless I'm doing a build challenge, either in my own time or on YouTube. Is anyone still listening? I mean, I've got 5 viewers, but I know that not everyone comments. Some of you, for all I know, don't have YouTube accounts, in which case, hi, I'm on Discord, I'm on a lot of websites. I have a Twitter account, but I don't use it very often because I kind of fell out with Twitter a long time ago. What else? I'm on Pillow Fort if anyone uses that, which I know not many people do. I'm on Space Battles and Reddit and a lot of forums like Bulba Garden. I was on Zelda Universe, but I got bored, so I don't really use it anymore.
Sorry.
Oh, hello.
Had to do something.
Oh, and I'm on Fanfiction and Offprint and Archive of Our Own, but I haven't posted any fanfics in a while because procrastination. Actually, I'd say that I did post something on Space Battles the other week. And by the other week, I mean literally Christmas Eve. And in the second Mon Nexus... Oh, yeah. Second Mon Nexus story, which is a bit complicated to explain, but I can talk if people are interested. Oh, hello, Crafty Mint, by the way. Welcome back. You missed me singing songs that I haven't heard in years, and oh gosh, what else was I talking about? Oh goodness, my memory's bad today.
Hi, Shy. I'm Dimitri.
Mm-hmm. See, Parenthood has a lot of nice kitchen stuff, but unfortunately most packs don't. I really hope I get Cats and Dogs at some point because I really like the furniture from that, and it's not. But I have obviously I only made as many rooms and other parts as game packs that I have, so I could use all my game packs without accidentally going over the limit, which I've done before in my own time. Oh, and also for some reason the orbital dining table isn't here, but it normally would. Oh wait, it's because I'm not looking at the dining tables, but the orbital dining table still isn't here for some reason. Oh, it's in misc surfaces for some reason. I don't know why. Is this an oversight or does it actually not count as a dining table? I don't know. Who programmed this? EA, explain. Okay, now I'm going to go back to my filters. Except I've forgotten... Oh gosh, I've forgotten which... Cottage Living, that's it. Haven't used anything from Cottage Living yet. I'll probably use the wallpaper from that or something because that pack actually has wallpaper. Yay! See, it mentions that these go well with the orbital high dining table. And also this feels like a set of a joke. What's black and white and blue all over? This house. I could put a flower in the middle of that or something. Yep.
Yeah. Flowers.
Oh, I haven't really put plants in some of the other rooms, and I could actually go back to do that, so I will. Because this was...
This house is lifeless. What are you doing?
This season's Dream Home Decorator... No, was it Dream Home Decorator? Yes, it was. Unfortunately, I didn't really use the Dream Home... Oh, actually, I could just use the modular sofas in there. So nothing saying I can't go back and redo previous rooms, so I will. First of all, plants. Oh, I like these knitted plants. They're kind of cute. Oh, and a Christmas tree. Or a smaller Christmas tree. Or not, maybe there's just been... Let's see. And then... Oh, I didn't even know there were bar stools in Dream Home Decorator. Shows how little I use bars. I only really use them when I'm making community lots because a lot of them require bars. Because as Plumbella said, The Sims 4 has a drinking problem. Also, just for fun, I want to see how much this costs so far. Definitely out of starter home range. But I do notice The Sims start with more money in this game than they do in The Sims 3, so that's something.
They're loaded.
Does this look good? Because I remember, like, I watched, before Dream Home Decorator came out, I'd sometimes watch Plumbella do build challenges where she'd make her own sectional sofas, and they honestly kind of started to look like the chair centipede. Actually, no, having the bit kind of bend around at one corner with the other just looks a bit weird here. Unless I just go all out and have... Does this look a bit better? Because now it looks like you can barely walk into the room. And I'm in
yes.
lots of I'm in an R-ing. I think I'll get rid of this corner piece.
Now it's long.
Actually, I might as well move this. I could move that across a bit, or I don't know. I like my Sims things to be centered, and I don't really like things touching the wall because it looks a bit cluttered, and sometimes like objects clip through the wall as well. Think about putting a coffee table there, but I've already got all the clutter I need on top of the fireplace, so I don't need to. And also one thing I appreciate is that unlike in previous games, you don't need to have a chimney attached to a fireplace. I mean, you could technically delete it using a cheat, but I don't really use cheat codes that often. Like, I don't really like using move objects because it ends up just looking a bit weird. Even though I know most sim builders do. See, what's great about Cottage Living as well is it has loads of wallpapers. Because I was saying earlier, back when you went here, that The Sims 3 hardly ever introduces new wallpapers and floorings in expansion packs. Because, like,
Scoundrels.
it was probably because of creator style, meaning they didn't really have to. I guess I have to use these Cottage Living floorboards. I know it's not ideal to put wood in a kitchen, as we learned the hard way, because about a year ago, or last year or so, we have a wooden floor in the kitchen, and one day the water mains burst, and it got really flooded, and we had to have the floor refitted, and it took ages, and it was really awkward. So now we have a new flooring. I think it's a bit more polished, and I also really like how the wallpapers in this game are materials, because, like, if you don't know, materials are basically textures layered on top of other textures that basically make them look 3D even though they're not. The first time I noticed that was with the wallpapers in Animal Crossing New Horizons, because, like, there's one which has these hearts on it, and they're reflective. When you move the camera around, most of it looks the same, but the hearts kind of change. I thought that was really cool. And I didn't know what that was called until I started doing digital media and games design, so that's probably my biggest takeaway from college. And I've made materials several times, usually out of pre-made things that I found on a website called textures.com. Because making textures is hard, especially when you're not that good at drawing like I am. Like, I am not good at, as in, I am not. If syntax, grammar. So what else? Should I put something on this wall, or would it just look a bit tacky? Oh, this is cute. A bit big, but it's cute. I mean, I could resize it. The hitbox size doesn't really matter in this case. Actually, why do I keep, like... I can change the swatches after I place this, so why do I not do that more often? I suppose this kind of fits in with cats and dogs because it has the whole sailing theme.
Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria.
But this time, but in this game there aren't any horses, which honestly I don't really mind, because I was talking about it in YouTube comments once, and someone pointed out that there wouldn't really be much point of having courses in The Sims 4 because it's not open world. And I kind of ranted about this before. I don't mind The Sims 4 not being open world in a vacuum because, to be honest, The Sims 3 didn't really run properly. That's the main reason I haven't played it in months. But problem is that what's annoying is that when you're in a neighbourhood, you can see other lots, but and you can see into them where all the furniture's loaded in, but for some reason you still have to go to a loading screen in order to enter them, and I just feel like you should either go all their way or go out. I wouldn't mind if it was like each neighbourhood was like an open world in the style of The Sims 3, but the town was kind of split into smaller sections that you would have to go through a loading screen to get to as a compromise. If that makes sense. Do you follow? In other words?
Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Oh, I'm sure someone was.
I get easily... It's not your fault, I get easily distracted.
So do I. This is cute. Although, would it be weird to put a teapot right next to a picture? They're fruit bowls. Doesn't seem like it. Aww. Wait, that was a bit of a weird noise, and I've seen this before. Why was I surprised? Oh, you can put these on these counters. I don't know if Sims can actually use the end counters normally. Maybe it's if they only if they have no other options. Magazines and remotes holder. That'd be really great for the living room. But actually, I think I've pretty much done here now. It looks really nice. I'm going to save just in case for Jimmy's brother, as we say in my family, because Jimmy Case was a celebrity from before my time. I don't know what he did. I just think he was British. But that... I don't know what he did. I think he was British. Nitro to go 2022.
Probably British. I haven't heard of him, and he sounds British.
Okay, get famous mosquito and vampires for the... Should I do upstairs bedroom or parents... Upstairs bathroom or the parents' bedroom? I think parents' bedroom would be better for this, and I kind of didn't have one in mind, so I'm just going to cheat a little. And these all have a lot of bedroom items, so that's good. Let's see, do you want them to be weird 70s people or vampires? Or...
Make them weird 70s vampires.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is... Okay, 70s vampires.
70s vampires.
What's weird is that there's a bunch of items called the Chronicles of Dresser, but this is the only one with a name where the act, which is a Narnia reference. You'd think they would all be. Like this one's We Will Rack You. Like, we will rock you. I've never actually seen that. I just know about it because, because we had to sing that a lot at school. I remember doing drum lessons at first school, and I did say first school even though I said primary school earlier, because I went to a first school and then about halfway through I changed to a primary school.
I didn't know you guys sang Queen songs in school.
Yep. But we didn't have to sing the Queen song, God Save the Queen, because do Americans have to sing the national anthem at school? I know they have the pledge, but... And I know people used to have to sing national anthems in cinemas when, like, my grandparents were young, but not anymore. Also, I should really put in a light here. I know these people are 70s vampires and the light would probably kill them, but I'm not a 70s vampire and I can see.
Just put some theoretical lights. It won't be in the final product.
Low. Some insert jab at insert game company here. Okay, all of these lights are really low. That's the problem. Victorian Candles. No, this looks a bit weird. The lighting doesn't really suit the drywall well, but I can think. Oh gosh, that is really bright. The world's brightest candles. Let's see. Oh, gosh, this looks a bit more teal than I expect. Than it looked in the preview. Maybe it's just because of the light, but but still. Let's see. The problem is I don't really like using this floor being as well because it looks too detailed and it kind of looks distracting, like the one from Outdoor Retreat. I was going to say Outdoor Living, and that's not right, because a lot of Sims fallbacks are either called Something Living or they're imperatives. Like there's the living ones are Island Living, City Living, tiny living stuff, eco lifestyle sort of counts, cottage living. It's probably more, but the names escape me. Oh, I can just look at this actually.
70s vampire living.
Actually, I think all that's it. But then there's a lot of imperatives: get to work, get together, get famous, discover university, dine out, and that's it. But still, it just feels like all the Sims 4 names. Like, it just seems like there's a lot of the Sims 4 pack names are a bit repetitive, because I've seen people confuse Island Paradise with Island Living a few times. Island Paradise is the one from The Sims 3. If you weren't present for my rant. Actually, you were there. But
yeah, I was.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Probably gonna lie down once the stream's over. I really like this carpet. I don't actually noticed it before. It's like reminds me of the mod wallpaper from Animal Crossing, but it's a blue instead of orange. To be honest, I never really liked that wallpaper because it doesn't really go with anything, and it just looks a bit out of place. And I'm not even sure what mod's short for. Modern modulation. I don't know. Oh, it's kind of nice. And see, that reminds me of, like, I was watching, there's this one episode of Digimon Tamers where they're in the digital world and they go and stay at this weird mansion place, and it kind of reminded me of German Impressionism, because that's something we had to learn about when I was at sixth form, because I did film. It was, I was kind of losing interest in movies as a whole by then, but it wasn't it didn't feel like a waste of time. I got to watch Spirited Away, so that was cool.
Ooh. Never watched that, but I heard it's very good.
And what else did I have to do? And also, because these people are weird 70s vampires, they also have to listen to kids' music with word bop in the title, because they're just weird. And have you seen children's bands like the Fast Food Rockers? They're pretty weird. Like, honestly, the Fast Food Rockers songs are like some plot of some Sarah Jane Adventures episode where they're using when some aliens use cheesy music to subliminally send subliminal messages to people. That's the impression I get from them. It's just really weird. Like, there's one called Smile Please. And also they call this Void Bot, but this doesn't even have Void Critter branding on it. There's the Easter Bunny, or the Flower Bunnies it's called in this game, and they don't even have Easter by default in Seasons. This annoys me. And there's a hot dog. So you're a relative of Stanley Humphrey. Actually, I don't know what else would fit. Oh, it's shiny. Oh, why is there just a random T-Rex? Oh, it's I'm about to say that why was it in the Get Famous, and then I remembered because it's in like a museum that's about movies, and Jurassic Park is a pretty well-known movie, which I've never actually seen, because there's a lot of well-known movies I haven't seen.
Same here.
I think the closest I've come to watching Jurassic Park is in one of the Eleutherophobia fics called Lost World, where at one point Jurassic Park comes on the television and the narrator is just hoping the Tyrannosaurus would eat the kids.
Why is that funny to me?
Because he found the kids annoying.
Same energy as in like slasher movies where you hope the teenagers die because they're just terrible people.
Also, I think this is supposed to feels like a reference to She-Ra of all things, because like Alicorn was, I know people, someone's probably going to get technicalities, is that Alicorn is technically the thing that Unicorn's horn is made of, but Swiftwind is what we'd call an Alicorn nowadays, and it kind of looks like She-Ra's sword, or the sword of a lot of 80s cartoon protagonists actually, and I suppose the 80s is similar to the 70s, so they can have the She-Ra sword. Oh, it's got an Alicorn on it, I didn't even notice that. Or a unicorn, at least, we don't see the wings. Oh, and a llama and a chicken. I'm not sure about the chicken, because this was before cottage living, so... Oh, the Talon and Spitfire. This is probably a Talon because birds have talons, and Spitfire is probably the llama one because the llamas spit. Anyway, I think that's all for the bathroom, the bedroom. Now it's time to... the master bedroom. Now it's time to do the bathroom. usually in households with more than 2 Sims, I like to have more than one bathroom because otherwise it just gets a bit chaotic, but I just wanted to keep this house small, so I didn't. Snowy Escape, Jungle Adventure, Laundry Day. Okay, I can work with that. Okay. Actually, one thing that reminds me, one thing I like about The Sims 4 is that it's all the different packs have towns that are based on places around the world, but it's not like the really obvious things. Like, I was really surprised when I learned that the pack all about skiing came with a town based on Japan, because when I think of skiing, I'd usually think of like Switzerland or somewhere like that. And it's not really, when you don't really think of snow when you think of Japan, because it only really snows in Hokkaido, which is what Sinnoh from Pokemon is based on, and that's why it was the first region to have snow in it, and now you know. Or should I say, and now you snow! What's really great is that these packs actually have a sink and toilet in them. I mean, there's not many choices, but they're there. It's negative freedom. I learned what that is from some... I think it was either Adam something video. That's actually what his channel's called, Adam something, where he basically says that there's positive and negative freedoms, and negative freedom is the freedom from something. And he was specifically talking about car-dependent American cities, but same principle applies here. I have freedom from choice. I have no choice but to use this toilet.
Yeah, freedom from choices of toilets.
Okay. Also, what's really weird is that Sims normally get embarrassed when other Sims walk in them when they're in the shower, but in these open showers, there's one in Discover University as well. They don't seem to mind at all, which is a bit weird, but okay then. But I don't know, does this...
University students don't care anymore.
Yeah. Or people who go to Japanese hot springs, apparently, because there's this one lot in Mount Komorebi, which is a hot spring, or a non-sim bathhouse technically, which has a hot spring in it. And just before you get in the and they basically say you have to shower before you get in there. And the lot has these showers in it. Also, I like the tiling in this, but I don't know if it might look a bit out of place. Honestly, kind of reminds me of The Sims 3 for some reason, because the cheapest shower had tiles in it, but they weren't as ornate as this. Actually, I think the Japanese shower just fits the style of the house better. The Japanese shower, that's not actually what it's called, but that's what we're calling it now, because it's from the Japan pack. Because, like, there were places based on, like, various countries around the world in The Sims 3, in previous games, that they were a bit stereotypical, like, in The Sims 3 World Adventures, they had the France world, which had wine, the Egypt world, which had pyramids, and the China world that had martial arts. And it's not, I don't want to say it's offensive, partly because I don't really want to get offended on other people's behalf, and partly because just well-known facts about a country aren't really the same as literal stereotypes. But it's just, like, but the thing is, it's a bit surface level, that's what I mean. But it's like, as I said before, the snowy part of Hokkaido isn't really the first thing that comes to mind when most people think of Japan, so... And there's also 2 different packs based on England, but they look very different. There's 2 different towns based on England. People keep conflating towns with packs, and it really annoys me, so I should stop doing that. Because there's Brightchester, which is a stereotypical London-y-like town, except it actually... except it feels like it was made by people whose knowledge of Britain actually extends beyond Harry Potter and Russell T Davies's Doctor Who. I'm not dissing fans of either of those things, by the way. I'm just saying that there's just a lot of people who, like, you know, I just remember seeing someone on a forum say that they were disappointed that Pokemon Sword and Shield didn't have a Harry Potter inspiration theme, which just gave me this vibe that they don't really know that much about the UK, and just Harry Potter was their main point of reference. I mean, it's fine to be introduced to another country through a work of fiction. Like, to be honest, everything I know about Laos comes from this book called Moonbear, but you shouldn't expect the entire country in real life to be like how it's portrayed in fiction, if that makes any sense. And you shouldn't expect all works of fiction based on or set in the same country to look the same.
Yeah, no.
And if you're wondering, Moon Bear is by Gil Lewis, who was my favourite author when I was a teenager, and it's about someone who has to work at a bear farm because his father was killed by a landmine that was left over from the Vietnam War. He also wrote, or I can say I don't know what gender Gil Lewis is, but they also wrote this book called Skyhawk, which was my favourite nose, which I really liked when I was younger, and it's about someone in Scotland who finds out that there's an osprey living on his farm, and he has to keep it a secret, and then he ends up making some friends because of it. And it's just really sweet, and it kind of kicked off some obsession with birds that had already been started by animals, so it didn't really kick off as much as it is further my obsession with birds.
Pretty cool.
It might be nice that I got packs of bathroom things in them, because sometimes you don't, and it's just kind of awkward. And what's annoying is that you can't raise mirrors. You raise me up so I can stand on mount. Oh my gosh, my voice can't go that high. People usually put mirrors on top of the sink, but since this mirror is going to clip through the sink, I'm just going to put it here instead.
Yeah, my vocal range is like, and my upper limit is like "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey.
Okay.
That's about the absolute highest I can go.
Yeah, my voice can't go very high either. I like singing sometimes, usually when I'm annoyed at my computer, but I never really felt like pursuing it, partly because I didn't really like the singing lesson club thing we had when I was in primary school, because it just felt it was just a bit boring, honestly, but maybe I could give it another try. I've made a few singing videos. They were back in my early days, so they're a bit rubbish, but and by a few I mean like 2 different versions of the same thing, but I can sing. Does this look nice, or does this look a bit old-fashioned compared to the rest of the house, because there isn't really many alternatives? Do you want to... how do I
think it's fine. Bathrooms can be simple.
Actually, then I think this looks a bit nicer then, if I just used a different colour of that. I suppose it fits with the whole drain in the floor, because kind of, it's like public showers. They're usually just on like tile or lime. Actually, are they? I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've been to a public shower. Anyway, I'm going to do the last room in the house now. The kids/spare bedroom. It depends on what kind of things I get. And also I have to use Realm of Magic. I like Realm of Magic, but I'm not sure how much bedroom stuff it has. I mean, honestly, the best part of Realm of Magic is the music. Movie hangout, get together. Movie hangout stuff, I honestly got it just because I like Sims having activities to do, but I don't really like the furniture in it. It looks like more 70s, so it probably would have been a great fit for the 70s vampire room, but oh well. Specifically boho doesn't really fit with the theme at all, honestly. But maybe I can make it work, I don't know. Oh, and there isn't even any carpet. What kind of sad bedroom is this? I should probably put in a light first, actually. So you got these that are quite low. This, which is also quite low. A chandelier. And, oh gosh, this is massive. Oh, I've never seen this before. And since I'm just going to have to use a wall light instead. Oh, I like this beetle one, but it looks a bit weird. But this is already a pretty weird house. Well, I say weird, only the bedroom's really weird, but I've never really had a chance to use the beetles before. Though maybe I should just use a different colour, because this house has been quite muted so far, and I want to maybe make this pop a bit more. See? Beige. Okay, so far I've only used Realm of Magic items, so here's these. I swear that some of these were called the Tudor. I swear that like they're called, one of these is called Tudor, you know, it's based on, Get Together's town is based in Germany, so it wouldn't be Tudor because that only applies, because the rule of thumb is that naming eras after monarchs only applies, or monarchs, only applies to the places, the country where that monarch actually reigned. And I think, pretty sure Germany was a republic by... Actually, I say that, I don't know much about German history.
No. It was a monarchy until, like, 1918, I think.
So what would look good? Because I want to use stuff that isn't from Realm of Magic, but This is really the only bedroomy wallpaper of all my options. So I guess this person is a secret wizard who really likes flowers, or I guess.
Fits with your magic pack.
Mm-hmm. And also, this kind of reminds me of the beetle from Skyward Sword. Maybe it's probably just because it's like the colours of it mainly, and also Japanese people seem to really like beetles, and that's not a stereotype or anything. It's just genuinely there are a lot of beetles in Japanese fiction, like the Japanese Beetle Brothers, which is not a band. It's the two different species of beetle, the rhinoceros and not a scrab, it's, oh gosh, what are you calling it? Stag beetle, that's it. Or according to Power Rangers, the beetle and the mantis.
What?
No, in Power Rangers, every time there's something based on a rhinoceros beetle, they always have to change, like, they just always pretend it's another kind of, they just don't want to say it's a rhinoceros beetle, for some reason. And in, particular in Beast Morphers, they called it a mantis instead, because apparently kids wouldn't know what that is. So I guess that means we have to ban Heracross.
Did they eat jelly donuts afterwards?
Cool. Oh gosh, there really is.
Donuts are great.
Really filled in my favourite.
Jelly.
And that reminds me, in the
favorite.
CGI Mewtwo Returns movie, they actually have. There's a part where Brock says, trying to impress a girl by saying that he has jelly-filled. He can impress her with. He can show her his jelly-filled donuts. And what's great is that in the Japanese version he says onigiri, so it was an intentional callback to that.
Oh gosh.
And I finally used something that wasn't from Realm of Magic. It's a bit plain, but dresses are supposed to be plain. Oh my gosh, that is the most weirdly emotional description for a freaking dresser. And I actually haven't gotten toddler stuff, and that's the pack I got today, so I still haven't had a chance to use it. Oh well. Maybe I will tomorrow. Oh wait, this fits on top. I didn't think it would.
The Antiques Remnant.
See how I don't know.
That is a unique name.
What's the delay between the chat and the actual stream? I'm not sure.
I'm watching. I think it's about 10 seconds.
Okay. Wait, is that one difference supposed to be an elephant? Oh, I didn't realise that because it's kind of cute. Trying to decide what colour looks best. See, this fits to the room because it's a very warm browny colour. Activities and skills, maybe there's something that could fit on top of a desk. Or not. There's dartboard. If you play darts, it doesn't fit. But you could play darts in here if it fits, which is
sounds dangerous.
Yeah. You could grow plants in the garden, but I guess, I don't know. This is the complete list of kids' furniture. Oh, this is a card game thing, so maybe this is a wizard who also likes card games, but let's see. That would probably mean I'd have to use a different dresser, so there could be more space, which I'm okay with, because this one looked kind of boring, to be honest. Going back to the antique store. And also seeing the beetle kind of reminds me that I rewatched Did You Know Gaming's old video about Monster Hunter the other day, and it mentioned something about how there's a beetle weapon in one game that's supposed to represent the theme of man coming together with nature. And I was rewatching it in the first place because I got Monster Hunter Stories 2 for Christmas, and I've been playing it a lot. I asked for it even though I didn't really like the first game that much, because honestly it was kind of full of a lot of unfair stuff, to put it politely, but I still enjoyed it in some extent, and honestly the Stories games are the only Monster Hunter games I played because I am a plebeian. Actually no, this doesn't look good here. I guess there won't be a games table. Well, there could be, or I could just find another place to put it, like here. So you can get back out of the antique store again, yay! And I can put the plant thing back in. See, I'm still not, yeah, see, the furniture kind of reminds me of an LSD trip. Now, I don't do drugs remember, kids don't do drugs all the time.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah. Although we weren't really, when I was a kid, we didn't really watch anti-drug PSAs. The PSAs I mainly remember watching were like the ones about crossing the road and also knife crime, but actually I didn't have to watch that. I just chose to watch it because it was on the Newsround website, but whatever. Splitting hairs. Also, honestly, I'm amazed it lets me place the chairs this close to the door. Because there was this ad campaign called Stop, which was about hedgehogs teaching kids how to cross the road, and it was quite cute. And then the same company did this series called Tales of the Road, which was less cute, and it was about some kids who got hit by cars, and it has a really somber narrator, and it's a bit depressing. I didn't know. James A. Williams did a video where he reacted to some adverts, and the Tales of the Road was one of them. Let's see. Actually, I could probably get rid of one of these lights because now that I've got this desk one, and by desk I mean this this one on top of the dresser, that's it. So if I miss this light, my bedrooms always end up feeling really empty because I don't know what to put in them in The Sims, not in real life. In fact, my bedroom's got too much stuff in it at the moment, and the local charity shop is always full, so I can't just give it away there.
Well then.
Or I could move the door, because no one's saying I can't, but I kind of like the symmetry. Actually, it'd be a bit more symmetrical if it was...
You can't move the door.
I'm going to get this back to normal size and... Oh, whoops. I almost moved the wall by accident. Or I could just use Alt to place this a bit more precisely. Yep, there, that works. And then I can place the light, or it doesn't snap in the centre, but that's okay. I can Alt place that as well. And now I just need to decorate the walls with... Actually, no, I could just move this here, have it serve as a pseudo bedside table, and then I could put this facing the window, so then you can get a nice view while you play card games. And then I could put something there. There aren't because as I said, as you can see here, there aren't actually that many kids activities. There's like literally Goat Wake the Llama / a card game and a baby. And by a baby I mean a bassinet. But really, what's the difference in The Sims 4? Although to be honest, I don't really mind babies being objects in this game because it's not like they could do much in previous games anyway. Which obviously makes sense because babies can't do much in general. You
know, just put them down. They don't move.
Oh, this is cute, by the way. I say a lot of things are cute.
A lot of things are cute.
Let's see, what thing would look good in the kids' room? Or how about this poster? Okay, this actually doesn't really fit with the rest of the theme I'm going for. Some movies. Or maybe we could, if this is a teenager then, because I think honestly it would be a bit off-putting for a teenager because it's a bit more subdued. We could put some cheesy romance movie in here. If it actually would let me put it anywhere. I guess after, but it actually, no, it doesn't really fit with the wallpaper though. How about... does this look good? Why is that one rectangle lesbian coloured? And also, actually, big coincidence, there's a bunch of pride flags in this game, by which I mean there's one pride flag object with a bazillion different swatches for various pride flags, and some of them are ones I don't recognise, and it's in the base game, so you definitely wouldn't. It's definitely got coming in here because the rules I set myself. Actually, I've never had to dip into base game once to use an object for room, so that's actually good.
Neat.
Because, like, I remember when I've done this in my own time, I've had to use base game toilets and stuff like that because there isn't that many not many packs introduce bathroom items. Also, why is there just firewood and get together? I don't know.
In case you want to burn down your house for the insurance money.
You don't even get insurance money. Actually, you do get insurance money for starting fires, when you get fires in The Sims 4, just Don't know if that applies when you burn down your entire house, because it's actually quite hard to do that past the first game, which I haven't played. Actually, I might have played it because we have some copies of The Sims 1, but if I've played them, it hasn't been for years, so... And by some copies, I mean we have the original and some expansion packs. They probably don't run on modern computers anyway. None of these sculptures really fit, and none of these... This doesn't really fit in either, so I'm going to find something else to put up, like bunting. Plants. But I think I've got too much stuff from... Malware Magic is overrepresented in this room. Farming. Okay, this is cute, but it doesn't really fit. But if it was like an ocean-themed room, then that would fit. You keep teacups in the bedroom. I don't know. Just spitballing. Oh! Peacock. Actually, not just peacock. This kind of reminds me of those Indian patterns. I can't remember what they're called off the top of my head. The ones that are like swirly and they're symmetrical. Oh, I want to say they're called mandali, but that's probably completely wrong.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Sorry. I don't know a lot of things.
I don't know a lot of things either, but that's okay, because nobody can know. It is literally impossible for someone to know everything, because their brain would probably explode. Or something. I haven't gotten any comments in a while, unless the chat just isn't updating again, which happens, because YouTube is weird. And also, unfortunately, there isn't really a rock that fits in here. Oh look, it's a human transmutation circle. Although that reminds me, there's this Power Rangers comic, which is, I can't remember what the issue number was, but it was the one with the Heckle's backstory from Dino Charge and Xenowing's in it, and he uses, and there's this one point where Xenowing, who's basically this giant bird guy who can somehow morph into a human-shaped ranger, but whatever, basically uses, this shield spell that literally uses the human transmutation circle from Full Metal Alchemist. I'm not kidding, look it up. It's literally the exact... It was just very jarring to see. I just feel like they probably found it on Google image search without context or something. And just copied it.
I still need to watch Full Metal Alchemist. I've heard it's good.
There are two different Full Metal Alchemist continuities though, and don't ask me which one is better because I've never been able to decide. And also Brotherhood's not on Netflix anymore, at least not where I am. But you can still get the DVD box set at HMV if HMV exists in your country, so yay.
I've never heard of that, so probably not.
HMV is a place that mainly sells like DVDs and music. Mainly CDs, but they also have records because those are a novelty nowadays.
Oh yeah,
in
currently
the UK.
operating exclusively in the United Kingdom. No HMVs over here.
Short for His Master's Voice, and now you know. And with that, I think the house is pretty much done. Do you think it looks nice? What do you think? Also, I should probably come up with a proper name for it, because this title doesn't apply now because it's not a shell anymore, it's a fully designed house. Ready for the world. Oh gosh, this is really nice music, by the way. The wacky 70s. It just kind of halfway through turned into the wacky 70s vampire house. Red and white, black and white and 70s all over. Monochrome 70s.
Yep, that's about right.
Monochrome and 70s. Oh, vampires doesn't fit. Monochrome and 70s it is.
I guess. I
go a lot as well when I'm on my own. And I'm going to upload this to the gallery now. Things don't always show up there, but hopefully they will this time.
Monochrome and 70s vampires, that's it's a very, very unique theme.
with that, I'm going to declare this live stream complete. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'm glad I remembered to put connect my microphone to OBS this time. And any last words you want to say, Dimitri, before I cut this?